Today we are going to look at pictographs. Pictographs are graphs that are represented by pictures or symbols. Here is an example of a pictograph. Before we can read a pictograph, we need to know each component to the graph. First is the title, which is used to identify what that graph is representing. In this case, the title of this graph is representing the sports played by third graders. The second part of the graph is the label. The label is giving answers to the question, what sports are played by third graders? In this case, the question being asked is, what sports do you play? The answers are the labels, which are baseball, football, soccer, hockey, and basketball. The next thing we see are the pictures or symbols. But we can't know what they represent until we look at the key. The key tells us how many the picture or symbol represents. In this graph, one ball equals 10 students. So under each label or sport, we count each ball by 10 to get the total. So for example, baseball has 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 kids. We don't see it here, but on some graphs, we might see half of a ball. This would mean only half of students like that. So half of 10 is 5. So if this ball here was only half, it would be 10, 20, 30, 40, 5. Now that we know the components to a pictograph, we need to know how to make it. First, we need to have a question we can ask to get results. So let's use the question, what kind of pizza do third graders prefer? Once you go around and ask that question and collect your data, we can make the graph. We first have to start off with a title. Pizza liked by third graders. Next, we have to get our labels. So the answer to the question, what pizza do third graders prefer? Our labels, or answers, are pepperoni, cheese, extra cheese, and ham and mushroom. Now before we can put the pictures or symbols, we need to have a key that tells us what the pictures represent. So this key is telling us that one full pizza equals 6 students. And if that was half of 6 is 3. So once we know our key, we can put in all our information. Here we have 2 whole pizzas under pepperoni, which is 6 and 6 is 12. For cheese, you have 2 whole pizzas and a half. So 6 plus 6 equals 12. The next step from the 12 students that like pizza is you have a half. Half of 6 is 3. So you add 3 to 12 and you get 15. Then you continue to do that for the rest of the graph. And this is how you read and create pictographs.